Hey, yo, what's up? What's going on, friends? Welcome to the Michael Lab Show, where nothing happens and everything happens, where dreams are started and ended at the same time. Um, Episode 199. It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day. Still sick. Definitely got COVID. Totally kidding. Did not get COVID. But what I do think happened is I was on the IR. We all were. All of us were on the IR for a while. We had to sit back and, let our immune systems take a little nap. They strapped up with a few masks on, stayed inside, and just sat in the corner, just playing its flute and playing a clarinet, hitting the electric bass, and we did a whole lot of nothing. People got sick, and people didn't come back. People got shot up with the vaccine, and no one got the cold. No one got the flu, so we're all sick now. We got cicadas taking dive bombs into my front windshield and splattering the little cicada blood all over my car, which is fantastic. That's awesome. That's great that that's happening. It would be such a bummer if my car, stayed clean from, flying little missile projectiles with they got big old backsides to them. The cicadas are so big, man. Attack of the cicadas. I ate one. Apparently, I was talking to my father last week, and shout out to my parents for being the best parents. Shout out to them. They're great. My father and my mother, they are just true patriots. They're true Americans. No, they're great people. They're great people. If you know them, you love them. If you don't know them, you will love them. But apparently, my father was freaking out my girlfriend's parents because he was picking up a cicada, having them crawl all over his finger, and he was looking at him. He's like, I'm going to eat one of these. Laugh. That's what my finger says. My finger says laugh. I've realized I'm most happiest in my life when I'm laughing the most. Everyone needs to laugh. The laugh meter has gone down this past year. The laugh meter needs to go back up. We need to get that laugh meter back up to Mars, back up into space. Anyways, he's just bridging these cicadas. It's on his fingers, crossing one of each other, one another, and he's talking about them like, yo, these things are so cool, and I gotta eat one before they're all gone. And I'm like, oh, that's where I come from. Oh, that explains my craziness to me. That explains my impulsivity, my just like why I wear a bucket hat on a podcast with a green shirt with my wacky hair. It looks like I just got off a 5-day binger. I told you I'm growing my hair out, and there's been many days where I'm like, nah, man, gotta cut it. Not doing it. We're not. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna grow out my hair, and it curls a little bit down here. I got a little curl action going on. So I was born curled up, man. I popped out of the womb with a little curl to my hair, with a little redhead. I was a little redhead when I was born. Not when I say that, it's like not like if you close your eyes, you're not gonna picture like Wendy's. The girl from Wendy's. Don't picture that. Picture a really fainted Washington Redskins logo. That was me. Picture a do-rag with the Redskins on it, thrown on the beach. 3 years later, water's got rid of most of the red, but it's still a little red. That was me when I popped out of the womb. Had a little faint to me, nothing crazy, just a little touch of red. Just enough where I had a resistance to pills, and I could take a lot of aspirin. I'm just kidding. But redheads do look. Redheads have a higher alcohol tolerance. Boom. Redheads can take smaller doses of painkillers to reach the same level of pain tolerance as others. They don't get the spins or offer hangovers, so they don't have those things to force them to slow down their drinking. Much like other drugs, in order to achieve the same high, you have to drink more and more. Why do redheads have a higher pain tolerance? Humans and mice with red hair have a different tolerance for pain because their skin's pigment-producing cells lack the function of a certain receptor. Lack of this receptor function causes changes that tip the balance between pain sensitivity and pain tolerance. So shout out. So if you see a redhead out there at the bar, just throw this guy who got me this book right here. Not that one. Where is it? This book right here. Psychology of Money. And there's got to be another one up here. Psychology of Money. There's definitely another one somewhere. No. Damn it. Oh yeah, The Joys of Compounding and the Psychology of Money. Psychology of Money is by Morgan Housel. Compound is by Bade. The Joys of Compounding. The Joys of Compounding. The Joys of Compound. The Joys of Yiddish. That's a Jewish voice. The Joys of Compounding. 700 pages? It didn't feel like 700 pages. It doesn't look 700 pages. Anyways, by Guten Bade. Guatum, like the fruit. Guatum Bade. The guy who got me both his books has he's left the earth, and sad as hell, man. Not cool. Not super close to him, but close enough to break my heart a little bit. A lot of bit. It's weird. It's weird knowing I haven't had a lot of death in my life. I've had a little bit, but nothing like super traumatic. Like I've had friends, I've had family members. I had Riley, but I haven't had to bury a parent yet. I should be very careful with that. One of the hardest deaths in my life was probably Riley, and then my grandmother. But death is weird, right? It's so weird. I read a book on it to try to kind of to give more meaning to it. Give more meaning to it. I'm somebody where if I don't know something, it scares me, right? Like I like to. That's it's one of the reasons why I read such a vast array of things. 1 week, like right now, I'm reading a book on the Russian Revolution, which I'd say every single episode, and the 7 habits of highly effective people. Reading that because of school, but it's a fine book. My last podcast was titled "Self-Help Books Are Useless," and obviously it's clickbait because that's what you do in the Logan Paul era. But it's a fine book. But I'll read The Joys of Compounding about compound interest to Denial of Death. That book I was just talking about, where it kind of it answered questions about death, but it kind of stemmed off into a lot of like anxieties, a lot of depressions, how a lot of our mental illness doesn't come from the denial of death, the idea that we die, but it doesn't help. Like it's amplified. The idea that you're going to die gives you an internal anxiety, because no matter what you do, you're never going to complete the things that you want to complete. As long as you get older, there's always going to be things that come up, and there's a finite time to your life, and you have no idea. You can control a lot of factors of it, right? Like it's one of the reasons why I got back on the low carb diet, keto carnivore, because got fat, got up to like 200 and I think I weighed in at the gym at night after food and water at like 209 pounds. Like I get chunky real quick. Like it's kind of crazy. Like if you see me, you would think I'm 170, 185, but I'm 200 pounds. Like I'm thick. Like I'm thick. Like I'm a 3D shape. Like if you get a ruler and you turn it so that it's like the little slice is facing you, that's not me. If you flip that sucker east to west, that's more my shape. Wide up top, got a big butt, large legs. I think I hold probably 70 pounds in each one of my legs. Like probably 60 pounds in each one of my legs. Like not even, I ain't fronting, dog. I'm serious, man. Yo, I'm a lunatic. It's so crazy, dude. I sit up here twice a week just talking into a mic, into a camera. It's crazy when you think about that, man. People probably think I'm like one of the craziest people they know, or not. Maybe people think I'm normal. And who gives a shit though? I know I'm wild. I know I'm not. I know I'm not ticking on all cylinders, hitting on all cylinders, but we're doing it, man. We're doing it big time. So I ate a cicada when I was younger. Apparently, my dad was talking to my girlfriend's parents, and they were like, yeah, man, my son, Michael. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. Weird way to introduce your son when, they date, he dates, I date your daughter. That would be incest. I date their daughter, for almost 5 years. Taylor and I have been together. November's going to be 5 years. That's a half a decade, bro. 2016, man. Love her every day. More and more every day. It's funny, the people that she knows, like friends of hers, colleagues. I finally figure out how to say wolf. I used to say wolf. It's wolf and wolves. Wolves and wolf. Don't like that word. And there's something called a lap bunny. Have you heard of a lap bunny? Taylor and I went to the SPCA the day after we got we had to put down Riley, and I was like, oh shit, we're gonna get a new dog. Damn it, we're going to get a new dog already. I'm still mourning over here, bro. I don't want to do this. Taylor goes ahead and tells me they just have cats. But they have these big-ass bunnies with these huge ears that just flop down to the side, and they just flap around like this. And I'm like, yo, I want one. And she's like, oh, the lop, L-O-P, lop bunnies. I process this as lap bunnies because this is what I do a lot. This is why I think I might be autistic. And so I'm not saying that in like a negative way. I read a book on autism, bro. I'm all into it, man. I love autism. I really do. I think it's such a fascinating thing, dude. It's not it is a disorder, but it's such an enrichment. It's such an enriching disorder, but it can also be just ruin families too. It's such a spectrum. Obviously, that's why they call it the spectrum. But if I was autistic, I wouldn't be shocked, I have a lot of autistic tendencies, eating, the way I think can be autistic. In conversations, I can be very abrupt and not stop talking. I can, I can listen to people for 2 hours and sometimes only take in 2% of what they said. I have this unique, maybe not unique, but I have this ability to just not, like, if I don't want to do something and it doesn't bring value to me, I'll just stop doing it, even if the pressure to do it is so high. Like, even if the value is like, you should do this, no, I'm not doing it. And I also don't care if I'm not doing it. Like, it's fine. Very like OCD in a lot of ways. Love math. Constantly calculating numbers. Like, it's like, what time is this? It's 11:09. Like, I like to take 11:09. How do I make all these numbers like mingle and jingle with each other? You take 11, subtract 9 from it, you got 2. Add the 2 to the 0, you got 2. 9 plus 2 equals 11. 2 plus 9 equals 11. 11 minus 9 equals 2. 11 minus 2 equals 9. And then you got to put all those in order. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. 9 plus 2 equals 11. 11 minus 2 equals 9. 11 minus 9 equals 2. Then you got to do it again. So 11 minus 9 equals 2. 11 minus 2 equals 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 2 plus 9 equals 11. We subtracted the 9 from 11 first, so now we got to subtract the 2 from the 11. So 11 minus 2 equals 9. 11 minus 9 equals 2. 2 plus 9 equals 11. And 9 plus 2 equals 11. Like, I live in like my own little math world. It's pretty odd. I remember the first time I was like, yo, this is weird. Like, I'm a weird child. I was driving to with my parents, and I had like McDonald's in my hands. Mickey D's, McDonald's. Like, McDonald's is if you if you hear somebody, they're like, let's go, they're like, like some beautiful cute little white family, and they don't know, like, they're just dad's a lawyer, mom is stay-at-home mom, Stacy, Brittany, and Daryl all in the car. Kyle all in the car, and they're like, let's go to McDonald's today. You're like, not going with you. Because you don't embrace McDonald's. It's McDonald's. It's McDonald's or Mickey D's, but preferably not Mickey D's, because that's almost as bad as McDonald's. But if you hear anyone say McDonald's, like don't, nope, it's McDonald's. If you're in an area where they say McDonald's, don't get that McDonald's. You want to get the McDonald's. McDonald's is where it's at. I'm driving along, getting my McDonald's, eating my chicken McNuggets, my chicken McNuggets, and a large French fry, maybe a Blizzard, not a Blizzard, maybe one of those Oreo shakes, those things with the little cookie crumble things on them, or maybe not. Maybe just having a Diet Coke or something. And I forget what I said. We drove by a gas station, because gas station is always the hardest thing for me to drive by, because I've really got to focus on not looking at the gas prices, because if I look at the gas prices, it becomes it's kind of anxiety producing. And the reason why it's anxiety producing is because I'm a freak. No, but the reason why it's anxiety producing is because I'll look at it and they have unleaded premium, some other one, and they have diesel. I have to take all those numbers and I have to do what I just did with the time. So let's say it's the gas price is $2.98 for the day. I can say, okay, well, how can we make $2.98? How can we mingle all those numbers together? Well, we can take 9 plus 2 equals 11. 11 minus 8 equals 2. 2 plus 8, 9 plus 2 equals 11. 11 minus 8 equals 2. So we got the 8 and the 2 and the 9. So we have them all mingled together. And then there'd be the diesel that's like $3.58. Oh, how do we do that? Oh, that's easy. 5 plus 2 equals 8. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 minus 5 equals 3. 8 minus 3 equals 5. But I remember just telling my mom that. I was like, yo, Mom, do you, what, can you figure out that one? Can you figure out, I forget what it was. Maybe it was like 220 something. It was one that was harder. And mind you, I'm like 12 years old. So it wasn't like, I wasn't like the brightest student around, or brightest, little dweeb around. But it was like 230, maybe 220, I don't know. But it was hard. I couldn't calculate. I was like, Mom, how do you calculate this? How do you figure this out? And she's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you calculate? The gas is just there. You just go get the gas. And, my mom's not the best at math. She's a brilliant human. When it comes to human conversations, Jesus Christ, it's loud as hell, man. What is that? How did she send me? Is it Riley? Oh, it is Riley. I gotta look at this. My dog is so cute. Oh, look at my sweet puppy. Oh, the happiest dog in the whole world. Miss her more. Miss her with my whole heart. God damn, dude. That dog was the best. Dog was the best. She's pissed. She's sitting on my, we have one of those rich people houses where, there's 2 ways to get up the steps. First of all, unnecessary. And then there's, that little pad in the middle where you can just kind of chill out a little bit. And Charlie, my big German Shepherd, she would always go there. But if there was a moment where she wasn't there and Riley would sneak up and she would lay there, especially after Charlie left, because then it was warm and Charlie and Riley could just sit there and stretch out. And Taylor just sent me this adorable video of her just kind of stretching out like that, just doing her thing. And damn, I miss that dog. It's crazy how much dogs can make an impact on your life. She forever taught me more about love than I've ever known in my life. And that dog was not, when we got her, she was barely getting by. She wasn't eating. We would I remember the first time she ever ate, and this is probably the reason why we had such a close relationship. We got her the first day and, we needed to feed her, whatever. And they gave us food to take home. And, but I'm telling you, dude, my mom, she couldn't figure it out, which is fine. It's not super easy. It's not super simple. But she's like, what do you mean? What are you doing with the numbers? I'm like, oh, just trying to put them in order, trying to make all the numbers intertwine. And she thought that was crazy. And, it's still kind of crazy to this day. We don't really speak about it anymore. It's only when I'm on trips. Like, every once in a while, my sister will fuck with me, and she'll be like, hey, put that in order. I'm like, oh, come on, it's California. Like, how do you want me to do that? AACFILNOR, CALIFORNIA, AACFIILNOR. California. See? Just do it like that. Right? CALIFORNIA, AACFIILNOR, California. Yeah, this. My favorite one's Mississippi. MISSISSIPPIIIIMPPSSSS. Four I's, 4 S's, 2 P's, and 1 M. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 letters. And I do the same thing with like words too. Like I'll take any word like let's just do the whole calendar in ABC order. January, AAJNRUY, February, ABEFRRUY, March, ACHMR, April, AILPR, May, AMY, June, EJNU, July, JLUY, August, AGSTUU, September, BEEE, MPRST, October, BCEOORT, November, BEEMNORV, December, CBCDEEMR, like stuff like that. What was the one there's one that I obsess over. Oh man. Oh, like sometimes I take words and I like if like the words are already in alphabetical order, like first. Like first is the best word because FIRST. Or like some words, I'm trying to think of one. HIJKL, ABC. Yeah, like here, like health. Health is a cool one because AEHHLT. That's in order. It's easy to put in order. Also, the A to the E has the same number of letters between the H to the L. So A, B, C, D, E, 4 letters, H, L, I, J, K, L. I like words like that too. So I do things like that. It's kind of, it's a little odd. But we all have our own little quirks, and my quirk is autism. I'm just kidding. I know how serious autism is. I know how it can really put a strain on families, and I'm just joking about it. Like I could be on the spectrum, but it doesn't really matter too much if I am or if I'm not. I don't really, does that really change my life? I don't think so. I think it might make me kind of go like, oh, that's funky, I guess. Like, kind of cool. I don't know. Like, I've always been me. I've never been somebody else. So it's I've just kind of learned to adapt with it. Like, I know some things I'm really going to excel with this school and some things I'm just not. And, once I don't care about something, it's not going to happen. I'll still do it. I'll care, I'll do enough of it, but I'm not going to ever like with college, for example. If I want to be the best student in the class, I'll probably be the best student in the class. I'll probably get the best grade in the class. But I'm not gonna go out and look for a job with that. I'm not gonna tell people about it. It's whatever, dude. It's whatever. What are you gonna do? That's the way the cookie crumbles. But I definitely ate a cicada. My dad definitely triple dog dared me to eat it. What was he talking about? We're talking about McDonald's. Definitely ate one. Someone triple dog dared me when I was really young, and I went ahead and just munched that sucker up. Do what I did, do what I do, and I eat it. I don't remember eating it. I must have been 7. They come every 17 years, and I'm old, and I'm 24 years old. So, definitely ate one of those suckers. It was fine. Tasted, I guess, good. I don't know. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I don't think I'm dead. But it's hard when people pass away, man. It's not easy. It's the idea that you won't see them again. It's such a weird concept, man. It's a concept that you don't ever think of. I was listening to this podcast with Ryan Sickler and Jessie May Pelusa. I think her name is Jessie May Pelusa. JESSME. Yeah, Jessie May Pelusa. She's a television actor. But she's definitely a comedian too. Um, she's definitely a comedian. She does stand up. She was on the Rogan podcast a few times. But she's hilarious. She's a really cool person. She smokes a lot of weed. She was on the Rogan podcast and they got really high together and just kind of hung out. It was really cool. But she has such an amazing story. She's such a fascinating girl. I really enjoy female comedians. They're just funny, dude. Like I've been telling Taylor a lot about them, trying to get her to listen to them. Because like I said at the beginning, dude, I think laughing is like by far the most important thing you can do. Like just if you can't laugh, go make yourself laugh. Watch something that make you laugh. Just constantly laugh. It's so damn important. Just constantly giggle. Like you want to just giggle all the time. If you're not giggling, figure out a way to make yourself giggle. But she was on a podcast with Ryan Sickler, who's actually local. He's a comedian. He's kind of big. You know, he's not like huge. Like he's a decent sized comedian. Like he'll sell out a club, and which is like the first stage of a comedian is the club scene. Look at me acting like I know what the hell I'm talking about. You and me both. By far the hardest thing I've had to do ever. She is no longer in pain, and that's what helps me every day. Pink will look super good on you. Keep it because Gymshark is nice stuff. We don't say shit to the ones we love. You hear me, brother? We don't say that. She's hilarious, and you know she's on the podcast with Ryan Sickler, Melodoon. Where's my mom's at? Dude, my ears are killing me. Why are my ears? How am I still sick, dude? It's been 2 whole weeks, man. What is going on? What is going on, dude? I'm still sick. It's literally been 2 weeks. My ears are hurting again. They were unstuffed. Now they're stuffed again. My jaw, I was eating pizzas, 2 huge pizzas, and I had to stop eating the damn pizza because my jaw was hurting. I've never stopped eating pizza. I've always eaten the whole pizza. I've never had to stop eating pizza. I had to stop eating the pizza, close my mouth, relax a little bit. Oh, I got butter in the freezer, dude. And then I had to eat the pizza again, but I had to pause, and it was frustrating. I've never had to do that, man. I've never had to slow down on my pizza consumption, but I had to do it this time, dude. Biden revokes Trump's order that sought to ban TikTok. Man, y'all tripping. What's up with these voice messages? Dollars with the rate cry 4.9. Your credit score is not a factor. Shut up. Shut up. Damn scammers trying to take my shit from me. You damn bastards. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from any of you people out there trying to take my damn information. Yeah, but why? I literally don't understand it. Like, do I have COVID? And that's the most frustrating part is you look up what's the difference between COVID and the common cold, like symptom wise, like nothing, pretty much nothing. I had the shot. My dad had the shot. My girlfriend had the shot. We all got sick. There's no way in hell that we all got COVID after we all got the shot. There's no way. And if that's the truth, then we're going to have to live life with COVID because it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. But I'm so confident it's not. I didn't even think about getting tested. One of my coworkers was like, "Did you get tested?" I'm like, "No, I didn't get tested because I got the shot." And science, and there's no way I'm sick. There's no way I got COVID. But it's because the mask going down. My immune system is like a little child right now. It's weak as hell. You just get pummeled and just kicked to the side of the curb and never be spoken to again. But it's annoying, dude. Like my ears are stuffed up again. And like, it's funny. It's all over TikTok. Like people are talking about, it's like mysteriously sick after COVID is over. For like 2 weeks, my ears were stuffed. A lot of mucus, man. I'm constantly just blowing mucus out of my face, out of my nostrils, out of my ears. I'm just kidding. But out of my mouth, one of my mouths, only have one mouth. Out of my nostrils, both of my nostrils, but specifically my left nostril was just pumping out mucus, like just shooting out mucus. We are very twitchy today. I don't know why. What is going on? But yeah, man, it was not, it's hard to think that he's gone. I won't be able to see him again. It sucks, it definitely sucks. It's not something you want to have to deal with, but, drugs are a powerful thing. They will shut someone's life down like that, and they don't care. They're not here to make friends. They're here to do nothing. They're here to do nothing, I guess. I don't know. It's sad. It's not easy. But I know Riley's not in pain anymore, and that's what makes me continue to be able to get on with my days, because she's not in pain anymore. It's hard to see someone you love suffer. And that's what Jessie May was telling Ryan Sickler, is that her father had autism. I need to go to bed. Alzheimer's. And my grandfather's suffering with Alzheimer's right now. He's at the point now where he won't register who I am. You can see him. He's forgetting where he is a lot, walking away a lot. I don't know if he really remembers who his kids are, and I don't know how my father's dealing with that. It's fascinating. As a son, you want your parents to be safe, but sometimes you notice that they're suffering, and what do you do? It's hard. Like, how do you take care of your parents? They're supposed to take care of you. It's confusing. It's a different dichotomy that no one ever teaches you, because you're not supposed to be taught that. But Alzheimer's it can ruin people. It ruins the life of somebody who's suffering from it, but also ruins the life of the people who have to deal with the person who's suffering with Alzheimer's. I went there. I visited him. We went there on Christmas, and he was lucid. Like, he knew who I was. He, talking to me about he said my name. So, I mean, he knew at least my name. Like, he registered my face with my name. He knew I was Rob's son, which was really nice. And, let me just ruin this podcast by getting comfortable, aka messing up my leg. He knew I was Rob's son that day. But you could definitely tell his personality was a lot more uppy, like a lot more childish. That's you resort back to child tendencies when you have Alzheimer's, and it wasn't him. He worked at a very high intelligence job, and he started speaking like German and stuff, and he was starting to put on his beautiful outfits, his suits and ties to go back to work, thinking he was back in the CIA. And, he started failing, right? And then about 2 weekends ago, I don't know, who cares what, 3 weekends ago, gotta remember to laugh. It was about a month and a half ago. We went there, and you definitely tell he knew. He's like, he can remember my face. He's like, oh, I remember that face. And I introduced myself. I said, hey, hi, Grandpa. My name's Michael. And he's like, oh, yeah, young man, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you? He's like, oh, doing well, getting by. And then I introduced my girlfriend, and he's like, oh, what a beautiful young lady you have there. Like, wow, you're lucky to have her. So, he didn't recognize her. Which is fine. I don't think he's ever really recognized my girlfriend, which is kind of fascinating. My grandma does. She doesn't have Alzheimer's, but and then as we were leaving, I spoke to him again, and he had no idea. He's like, "Oh, how long have you been in the Army?" I said, "No, not in the Army." Didn't say Grandpa, right? Didn't want to say that, and because I don't want to. His reality is his reality, and as much as it hurts, you can't inject your reality on it, because you're just going to scare him. Because I can comprehend that his reality is merging. It's kind of it's pulling away from his actual, I mean, it's his actual life, right? His brain is functioning in a way that his actual life is what he's saying. So what he's saying is truth. It's not made up. It's truth. But it's not lining up with what is actually happening in my reality. So there's a mismatch. And that mismatch can be very scary for someone with Alzheimer's, because you tell them that they're wrong, or you question what they're saying, you run into a situation where they're scared. They're like, hold up, time out. Their brain's like, what are you talking about? This is what I remember. This is what's happening right now. You're telling me I'm a grandpa? What is a grandpa? What do you mean I'm a grandpa? How old am I? Like, I don't know. Like, I have a son? So it's like really important to not challenge their reality, and you got to strip your emotions out of it. It's hard. It's hard. And I always wonder like how my father's dealing with that, because, I was thinking like I'm much more educated. I think I know a lot more about it because of Taylor, and, she's a neuro major, and I've read a lot of books on the brain and the functionality of it. It's actually fascinating. One of the reasons, not one of the reasons, but the reason why I started reading books so much about 2.5 years ago is because of Alzheimer's. Once I found out my grandfather had Alzheimer's and my great-grandfather shot himself in the head, my great-grandfather on my father's side, I just learned about this when I was in therapy, because I wanted to know about, like, I'm probably going to laugh, but it's not funny. I'm just gonna laugh because that's how I deal with a lot of issues. My therapist is like, hey man, you should probably figure out like your family's history of mental illness. And I'm like, okay, well I know my mom's side there's a lot of alcoholism. I know my great grandfather on my mom's side was definitely an alcoholic, or my grandfather on my mom's side. I know there's a lot of alcoholic tendencies that flow through my family, especially on my mother's side. I don't think much on my father's side. A lot of and there's a few multiple personality disorders, split personality, decent amount of bipolarness, anxieties, depressions. A lot of it is genetics, and a lot of it is genetics, but was the perfect environmental world influenced those genetics to really grab on and take advantage of the host, for lack of better terms. Let's see where we are. We're about 40 minutes in. Yeah, about 37 minutes in. But my great grandfather, so I asked my dad, like, what was, is there like depression in your family? And, there is, like, I can tell you up front that my uncle was depressed. I can tell you people, they haven't told me, but you can tell when people are a certain way. At least I know I can, and it sounds so selfish, but I know I got butter in the freezer. I'm back on low carb. Need to drop a few pounds before I go on vacation. 3 weeks. I'm going to the fucking lake, dude. I'm so pumped. I have like 6 days off. I need to get one shift covered, and I have like 6 days off. I'm gonna come back looking like a damn orange. An orange. What the hell are you talking about? I meant to say a 2x4. Like a chimney. Like a red chimney. Like a Jason Momoa chimney. But, shit, what was I talking about? Oh, no. Come back, memories. Come back, thoughts. Oh, no. I feel like I was getting somewhere. Oh, yeah. So my great-grandfather on my dad's side, my dad was like, yeah, so your grandpa's dad, he actually committed suicide. I'm like, oh, well, that's something that's fascinating when I'm talking to my therapist about. Like, oh, yeah. There's depression, there's alcoholism, there's bipolarness, split personality, multiple personality. Oh, and suicide. And like suicide tendencies in the family. Not my, immediate family, but extended family. There's definitely suicidal tendencies. And I was like, oh, well, how'd he kill himself? And I'm laughing because I'm coping. Don't judge my laughter. I'm coping, dog. Bark. R.I.P. to Riley. He shot himself. But the way he shot himself was very innovative, to be honest. It was very, very innovative. He got a horse because great-grandfather, so old, 1920s maybe, 1910s. Grandfather's like 80 right now. That would have been 1960s. He probably would have been I'm gonna say 1940s, maybe 1940s, 1950s, maybe. I don't know. 1940. Yeah, so it would have been about 1940 to mid 1940s to early 1960s, I would say. There's cars, but my grandfather. I think my grandfather grew up on a peanut farm. I think out in Wisconsin, or one of those states that are, I'm not going to say it, because don't want to be controversial here, man. Because this podcast is not about controversy. It's about love. It's about love. He got a horse, sat on top of the horse, put a noose around his neck. So he's in probably the entrance, or in the middle of the barn. He put a noose around his neck, tied it to the roof or something, to a bearing above him, and took a shotgun, put it to his brain, pulled the trigger. That way, if the shotgun didn't kill him, the freak out of the gunshot would the horse would take off. He would fall off the horse and break his neck. So he had to cover him. He's an innovative guy. He had to cover him both ends. Horse freaks out, strangulation, breaks his neck, dies that way. What's that? Aphylaxia, I think it's called. Amphiplex shocks, maybe. Or the gun, So that was fascinating too here. And I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what I was really getting to, but yeah. So next episode is going to be episode 200 of the Michael Lab Show. We've covered nothing in the past 200 or 199 episodes, but what we have done is grown. We're international. We're not in China because communism, and they enslave Uyghur Muslims. But we are in Mongolia, Latvia, Spain. Where else are we? Where else are we at, dogs? Where else? We international, brother. We in India. We in Australias. We in Indonesias. We in Nigerias, Ugandias, France, Belgiums, United Kingdoms, Irelands, Sweden's, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Hell Hitler, Canada. So shout out to you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys at episode 200 of the Michael Lab Show. Not gonna do anything special. Just gonna sit up here and talk about nothing. That's what we do. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.